Meanwhile, in other matters, the legislator insists the NDC did right by rejecting the 80 million cedis allocated to the National Cathedral project. The trustees of the project only yesterday said the construction will go ahead, insisting the opposition do not understand the concept of the construction. But Andrew Dari says no more state funds will be allowed to be used to construct the controversial project. Let's do other stories. Supreme Court Justice Professor Henrietta Mensa-Bonsu says the youth of today must abandon talks of military intervention as a solution to current economic crises. She insists that the nation's constitutional dispensation offers better hope of respect for human rights and avenues for seeking redress, which were basically non-existent during the military era. She's been speaking exclusively to JoyNews' Mamavi Osu Abaje.
If you know a path that somebody trod and the result they got, when you are considering alternatives, you might not consider it. But if you think it is an answer, we thought so once, that people who had bought some things to sell at a certain price would automatically reduce it and sell it to us and make a loss. That doesn't happen in commerce. You see, what happened with the controlled price system was that people then had to take chits to go and get allocations. Did they use the allocations for themselves? No. They turned around and sold at 10 times the price. And it's human behavior. We should never think that Ghanaians are different from other people. We are not. So we will respond the same way that other people respond in scarcity. The people who can fashion alternatives surely must know where we've been before, what we've tried before, and see what is possible.
Right.
Right. But if you sit in your home and determine that somebody ought to be forced to sell the thing at a certain price, you are going to have to do it so forcibly, aren't you? You are going to have to seize the goods and sell and whip people and get long queues when you have only 10 things to sell, and get people who themselves are trading on the black market to then enforce these queues. We've been there. We've been there. My goodness, if there's hell on earth, we've been there.
The professor of law has been also giving advice to young people who want to become lawyers.
Focus on what you're doing. Give it your best. After all, in all the promises we make, the one promise we can keep is that we'll do our best. You will not always be right, but it's important that you do your best. And whatever your hands find to do, do it to the best of your ability. And I'm sure that in time, the benefits will show. I can't tell you that I set out to achieve this and do that, and just on a case-by-case basis, do your best.
Right.
Don't be sidetracked by too many things. I tell my students who work, when they first take on the law, I said, the law is jealous. It will not share you with too many things. So be careful the number of things you take on. Some people want to be lawyers and want to be pastors, and how can you do both well? You can't mix God and mammon. You can't do both well, because each one requires you to go the extra mile. So be careful the things you take on.